Good evening. We're live. We're recording.
Hello.
Hello. So, how are you all, folks? Navigating.
Alive.
Yes, I think that is
That's a
the
good first step.
Early.
yeah. Apologies to my players and to our audience if my voice is a little raspy. I'm maybe coming down with something. I might have been hit by the blackbird or the that's a corvid joke, by the way. So yes.
Yes.
Before we go into Naga shenanigans, all of you have leveled up. So, how's about you tell us a little bit about your new capabilities? If anything has hit you level 7?
Well, mine is actually probably easiest. I only get extra spells, and since we are distinctly in a scenario where resurrection is not an option, I took the next best thing, which is Death Ward.
Yeah, not dying. Not dying is
Yeah.
very, very useful when you can resurrect someone. Yeah.
Yeah, true that.
So that's a level. That's your first spell of
Level 4.
Level 4 spell.
Yeah, and then I get Ice Storm and Always Prepared because I'm
Yeah,
a Storm Cleric.
it's Ineta is gonna freak. Going, wait. First of all, you bring in sleet, and now you bring in fucking hail. Make it rain, baby. Yeah. What's new with Heinrich?
Well, thanks to his studies, his 4th level spell is Dimension Door.
Oh crap.
Evolution of Misty Step, but now
Yeah.
I can grab someone with me for 500 feet.
Well, yeah. Let's get with consent.
Vroon, would you like to hit people very fast?
I think that's kind of. I think that's actually in the spell. They need to be voluntary.
Of course.
Yeah.
And also, because time magic is very fun, my second free spell, thanks to the wizard, is Haste.
I forgot about that one.
Yes, so the fighters under our group are gonna be enhanced with time magic to be a lot quicker and to hit more. For example, having 3 attacks.
I wonder how much. But we'll get to that. I wonder how much the discussion with the Naga on the nature of time is actually the final stepping stone that Heinrich will have, the final clue that we'll have to actually develop the speed spell. Yeah, let's talk about our fighters. What's our Paladin got now?
Our Paladin has a new aura.
Yeah, yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, I saw that.
And basically, whenever me or anyone within 5 feet of me, at the start of their turn, gets to move another 10 extra feet.
I
was like, that's nice. But then I realized, like, wait a minute. Like, because of my Oath of Glory, like, I can do that thing where I can jump 10 extra feet. And that always was capped. Because, like, that's, like, my maximum jump distance was 26 feet.
Serious?
With that. But, movement cap.
Yeah, of course.
But now I can actually do a 10-foot run up and then still make that jump.
So what you're saying is that you now have a so the aura works even for you, so you now have basically 10.
I have a movement speed of 40.
Jesus
and
Christ!
Anyone who starts their turn next to me.
Yeah. So hasted paladin is going to be. Ouch. And you have 10 feet, and you have a 30-foot, well, 25 actually, because we would be running. You have a 25 jump distance?
Well, my normal jump distance is 16.
Oh,
and with my Channel Divinity, the Peerless Athlete, that increases the height or distance of my jump by 10 feet.
Oh, by 10 feet. Okay, so it's not double. Okay. Wow. Right. Okay. That is going to be some. That's well. Yeah. Okay. That's going to be some mobility shenanigans. I can see that coming. Okay. And how? Let's talk about our bard here.
Well, I didn't get much, but I got 2 new spell slots.
Okay. Well, there.
Nice.
Yeah. Level 4 spells for the win.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And I've chosen polymorph.
Of course.
Because polymorph. I announce that one day I'm gonna turn into a fucking dragon, okay? Just keep it I don't care. I'm gonna turn into a fucking dragon.
Not with that spell, but I appreciate. Yeah.
You need to wait
later on.
Yeah.
You need to wait for 2 polymorph, but yes, definitely.
Yeah. That's Sorsha.
So what you're saying is that you're planning on seducing the dragon.
Not seducing the dragon, no.
Oh.
Say, this is my adopted dragon, and I am his dragon mommy.
Yes, exactly. They're family, you know.
Oh
boy. They're my pets.
Fair enough.
And the second ones I've chosen also is Dimension Door, because if I pick it too, I can also bring along someone, and both Heinrich and I, we have
and then the whole party moves.
Yes, we have a way for the party to go back or go forward.
If only you didn't have these extra NPCs to weigh you down. I'm kidding.
Okay.
Oh, 3 days, right, for certain guides, right?
Yeah. Yes, actually, that is something that is going to be that is going to come up if you can see the. I refer you to the spreadsheet and to the calendar, but I do believe that you are coming on the end of your 30-day trial, and now you're gonna have to play the premium subscription. It's still 5 gold a day. It's not a problem.
Yeah, not really.
But
not
yes,
at all.
Yeah, no. So let's get let's use that as a segue to go back into the game itself and a quick recap of what happened previously, which is after in the last session you left Mbala, headed west to the ruins of Orlunga that you could see in the distance from the high plateau, the high mesa. Found your way through the jungle, encountered a very strange circle of winter, basically a winter wonderland in the middle of jungle of Chult, which did not seem to fade in any way. You spent some time investigating, pretty much came up to, I don't know, and moved forwards. And then started the shenanigans with the magical stairs all the way up to the Naga's room. Eku and Selida stayed back, each of them having their own reasons for that. And you climbed up the steps. Most of you decided to try and follow the rules and the trials to go up, following the examples of the little and very cute Chewinga. One of you decided, you know what? Paladin! And just went to try to get right through. Unfortunately, he had to be saved after the first step. But we all applaud the Glory Paladin because okay, folks, this is how you do it's what my character would do correctly. Which is not go again, anyways. And you finally came up to the Naga itself and started asking questions. Now, be ready, folks, because this is going to be an info dump episode, definitely. So as long, yeah, it's going to be a lore dump. So be wary of that when we, at least for the beginning. And towards the end of last session, we had basically decided there were two questions that were left open. One was on the nature of Rossin C and who was and who is Rossin C. So I will be giving you that information dump. And then when I asked the rest of the group, do you have any quick questions before we close the session? Heinrich asked one of the most philosophical questions that I've ever received as a DM. And, well, let's face it, it's been a month, and that question's been on my mind for about 30 days. So,
Thank you.
What I propose we do is we rewind just back that question. We will leave philosophy to a second order, and we start with the lore dump. Now, just give me 1 second here. I will move you all back to the map here. There we go. There we go. Okay, right. So, we basically just go right back into. We find ourselves exactly where we were the last time, right? Which is in front of the Naga Sajab in Baza. And I believe it was Sorsha that had asked the question about Rasen C, correct?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. Oh, and yes. Well, Yen, we were supposed to have an answer. We sort of a call.
I have some answers.
You have some answers, but let's see what we'd send. Maybe you can push in a bit forward, and it'll confirm maybe some of the legends that you've heard. So, the Naga's face sort of turns towards you, Sorsha, in a way to sort of comes towards you, and it's this bizarre feeling of this immense serpent, sort of almost looming over you with this very human expression to their face, and sort of comes down right towards you and says, Rasen C was one of the Bere, the chosen of oh god. Damn it. Sorry. One of the chosen of Uptao. When Uptao left Chult, he remained, and anger built inside of him. He decided to wage war upon. Let me get. There we go. To wage war against the Ishowe. Long ago, two tribes split the peninsula of Chult, the Ishowe and the Tabaxi. The Ishowe had been brought by the let's see, I can for this one. Okay, I'm not gonna do this in the voice because I'm sorry, I don't have the mind for it tonight. In short, as she starts telling the story, long ago, two tribes were basically occupying the Chultan Peninsula: the Ishawe, the Tabaxi, and in a lesser degree the Thinguth. The Ishawe were actually brought onto the island by the Kuatl from another continent. And yeah, so that might give you an understanding as to why the protectors of the peninsula might not be maybe the reason why a certain Kuatl might not be welcome in her temple. But in short, whoops, wait, there we go. In short, as the show, I am not on my A game tonight. I really apologize, guys.
Okay.
Let's see. So here we go. Nope. What is this? Anyways, Rasen C. There we go. So at the end, there was basically after the Uptao left, there was a civil war between the Tabaxi and the Ishawe. Now, the way that the when you hear the word Tabaxi, Vroon, you would know this. You have a sort of a snicker, as everybody's picturing a whole tribe of cat people. However, the Tabaxi is actually another name for the tribe, a human tribe, situated here and native to Chult. And actually, all of Chultians, all of ancient Chultians, are Tabaxi. It's just that at some point, one Cormier explorer basically decided that a bit of a misunderstanding, the same way um, all of the rivers are named river in some places of the world. Um, just because he pointed to the probably the headdress of one of the Chultian people. They said Tabaxi, and the person believed that he was talking about the the animal.
Well, the Indian people in the Americas.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, something along those lines. Yeah. So, yes, go ahead.
Can we have written notes for some of those names, please? Because Residency was one of the
yeah.
something, the chosen of Uptao, but I wrote it like beret in French because I had no
So it's
clue of how we
Barae. That is the plural of the. It is plural of bara. So.
Okay.
And bara is basically the name of the champions of Uptao.
Okay.
It's the title. So Rasen C was definitely one of these champions. As it was, yeah. So at the end of the Great War, Civil War between the Tabaxi and the Eshowe tribes, so great was his zeal to protect his city, Rasen C began a crusade to slaughter every Ishawe in punishment for their attack on Mesro. And for this, he was exiled by the other 6 Bere.
And by the way, Usho,
Ishowe. I'll put it there. There you go.
Okay, yeah.
Right. So, the thing is, his whoops. There you go. Wrong scroll. Part of his powers, given by Uptao, was to be able to raise the dead at will, and he used that to basically wage war in the peninsula, and is the main cause for the surge of undead within the peninsula. And let's see.
Because he lost control of them.
Yes, there is a moment that where yes, upon the yeah. So as he was exiled, he basically went went a little bit mad and decided to punish the ones that had turned against him. Again, this is very much the way the story goes. This is very much the story of the hero who believes that they're right. That you only you as the hero, if you live long enough, you become the villain. This is very much that
Yeah.
story. There and he turned his attention towards Mesro, trying to basically destroy it in revenge. And for all intents and purposes, the Mesro he succeeded. But at the end, as Mesro fell, so did he. And this will continue with Saja. It continues, and she says, at that point, he'd faded from history to myth, into legend, and all forgotten, even to the sight of one such as I. However, his name is now reappeared in fate's weaves, linked to yours. I would again ask, would you be willing to destroy this menace, to bring back a peace that has not been known for some time?
Heinrich will look at Vroon.
Does he need to be destroyed? Is there a way he could maybe redeemed?
As she turns his attention to you and says, redemption has been in his grasp for a while. Maybe. The fates say that Rasen C, as he is now, as he is then, should be destroyed. The method of his destruction, by rebirth, redemption, or more literal end of life, that I cannot see.
Let's try.
You may. Are there any questions? Go ahead. Go ahead.
You seem to know of his story and maybe of its nature. Do you know any weak spots? I mean, like psychological or very physical ones, for all I know.
She shakes her. There's that shimmer of scales starting from her head all the way down, and you understand that this is sort of and she sort of moves her head in a circle, and sort of waving backwards and forwards. No, my talents do not lie in that particular knowledge. All I know, all I can see, is that you will meet. And by that, his fate and yours are entwined. In opposition or in partnership, I cannot know. Not until your actions tell me.
Very well.
And I think that would be the nice segue for Heinrich's question.
I'll look around until everyone is done talking. And while I was drawing the stars, I'll just clap my book close and I say like, and how do you see time actually as someone blessed as you?
The Naga's attention turns towards you. You being in the corner of the room, um, and um, she sort of looks towards you, and there's that moment where your eyes meet, and she says, "My answer will most likely disappoint you, for I feel that that is not the question that you wish to really ask."
He just smiles and is like,
Hmm.
okay, thank you for your honesty.
But I will answer as the question has been asked. I see time much like you. One perceives time through memories. The past. Hmm. Is there a problem with the sound?
I had a bit of trouble earlier, but now it's okay.
Yeah, I hear mostly from Heinrich.
Okay. You're not hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you, but it's hard for me to hear Heinrich. I don't know why.
Oh, okay. Um, maybe maybe the volume on Discord.
No, not the volume. It's like robotic white noise.
Oh, okay. Um,
Not having that.
right.
Yeah.
I'm going to pause the recording, and we're going to do a couple of tests, and we'll be right
I'm
back in a
gonna
second.
maybe exit Discord and reboot.
Okay, just give me
And
1 second, and there we go.
sorry.
Right. Okay. Tests done. Let's hope this goes better now. So where was I? Yes. Um. Uh. You explore time through memories for the past, for the future through imagination, and knowledge feeds that imagination. The it turns to you and says, "Pick up one of the pillows."
I'll pick up the just below in front of
Yeah.
me,
Okay.
the green one. I'll just pick it up.
It sort of its attention towards you. It leans a bit forward, like it's about to it's showing. It's almost like a parent showing a trick to a child, as in, "Oh, look, this is exciting." And she says, "Open your hand."
I open my hand.
The pillow drops. Now, pick it up once more.
I pick it up again.
Should you open your hand once again, what will happen?
It will stay in my hand.
Hmm. Are you so sure?
Yes.
Open your hand.
I open my hand.
It drops.
Um, well, that means I need to re-see my career completely. But hey, no, bad joke. Takes up it again and keeps it in his hand.
Predictions. There is no seeing the future, but knowing the past. Now, that is how I perceive time. Magic is altogether another discussion. But for that, little mage, and I say that just, well, You are still young and very much growing in your power. We might meet one more time.
I'll be honored.
The same for you. And as she turns towards Vroon, she says, You have many questions bubbling. I can see them. But not all of them are to be answered just now. We have met, and those questions will have been answered upon our next meeting.
We request patience.
I would request that you learn patience. Very different.
I have no
Some.
patience.
Hmm.
I have been trying to unlearn some of it.
And at that point you see on the top of the Naga's head a little creature with a stone mask, basically sort of waving at you a flower before sort of jumping off the back and hiding in the cushions. And again, Saja, you can see sort of shimmers in that there's that movement of scales that sort of slightly sort of flex and then move, and giving this shimmering sense to her length. But you have questions for me this time as well. You okay? Sounds a bit off. Were you saying something or just mumbling?
I was.
Can you repeat that?
Yes. I do have one question, but I feel this is a question you will not answer. What of Uptao?
Indeed, that is a question that I myself cannot answer. For the will of the gods is hidden to me, as Uptao has left the strands of fate. Should he wish to return, however, well, that is another story.
I believe he will.
Belief is what kept him here, but it is also what led him to flee.
Reliance.
The Saja turns to if you're done with that question, is that just that was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Saja turns to you, Gale. Why did you just move there?
Yeah, she moved. That
Okay.
is intentional.
Okay. And so Saja sort of moves towards you and says, "You, daughter of water, ask."
Gil has a little smile and says, after all those philosophical questions, I would very much like to just ask you a bit more about the practical reasons why we are here. Do we I understand that Rasni will be a great obstacle in our way to find and destroy the cause of the curse. But what can you tell us about the object, the cause of the curse, and how to destroy it?
Those threads of fate are hidden from me, and I will only know once you find what you are looking for. I may point you in the direction of Omu, for that is where prophecy, echoes of memories lead you. I cannot say more, not until the events have happened.
Gale has a nod of understanding and say, and my last question would be, are we the first ones to come to you with those questions? Or have you seen other crews of adventurers and given them the same or similar advice?
At this point, she sort of turns. She goes. She sort of rises, and you can see that there's a sort of an imperial look to her face. She says, "I am the sage of Orlanga, Saja and Baza. Many come, many have come, and many will. Their questions are theirs, as yours are yours. As I have said, you will find one who is marked by winter. His thread will intertwine with yours. For the rest, I see not."
Very well. Thank you. And that's the moment where, having gotten closer to Inete, she pushes her a bit forward and says,
Yeah.
come on, little sister. Now's your time."
Yeah, Inete is kind of. She hasn't pushed herself back up to the wall, but her eyes are pretty much open, sort of wide-eyed, almost trembling, and sort of she jumps to at the touch at your touch, and she said, "Yes, of course, a great sage. I have been having dreams of death, undeath, and red cloaks. I have traveled, but I have not found my answers yet. Please, may you help." Saja sort of turns to her, and this time sort of moves out, and you can see that this creature is immense. As it moves about, you can really see that the whole coils of it that might have been sort of hidden within the cushions or the draperies or something. This thing is massive, much larger than actually the token might say.
Mm-hmm.
And comes up, and the face of if you would its face is about this size, right? As in maybe from the top of your head down to your torso, and there's that rippling of scales on their head, and she says, "You have seen what you have seen is of prophecy. Someone wishes to till the fields previously sown by Rasensi. A new power come to Chult. While you are not one to fix the problem, the warning is well sent. Be careful, little one. If you wish Portni and Zaru not to have undeath at its doorstep, live to bring back the news. Inete immediately goes, you can clearly see her pale, and she's pushed herself sort of up against the wall as this massive head is sort of reading into her. And she's like, thank you, Sage, for this. And sort of turns towards Gale and Sorsha going, did any of you understand that?
Gale has a... is she saying that? Did any of you understand that, or is she?
There's very much a look on going. Did you get? I don't understand what she just said.
Mm-hmm.
Saja looks to the rest of you, to her and to the rest of you, and then turns back to her, and she says, "You have the answers to many questions that you seek among your companions. Be wary, however. Your trials are not done. Live, and you will become great. However, mind the third foot."
The third foot?
Mm-hmm. And she sort of, again, she sort of chuckles and says, "Do not, those words are for her, and her alone. Now, our time is coming to an end. Have you one last question?"
Looking at everyone. Like, has anyone any question? No?
As you're looking towards each other for maybe validation, or you just turn your... There's a moment where as you're looking towards one another, your consciousness sort of shifts, your perception shifts, and all of a sudden, the incense, the heavy smell of incense is gone.
Mm-hmm.
The colored pillows are gone, replaced with dust and bird droppings. The sound of the scales moving about, replaced by the sudden burst of flight of a brightly colored parrots. And as you look up, the night sky is now dawn.
Okay. She didn't wait for the answer then.
Well, she's a sage. She knew it, so.
No, I had one, but
You had.
I was, because it was one last question. I
Okay.
was waiting for the others.
Sorry, that is the GM jumping the gun. So ask your question, and we'll yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Chronal
it
shift.
was a simple one.
Okay. Go ahead.
Do you have any last piece of advice you think we're gonna need?
I think that she would definitely look piercing in your eyes, and again a slight smile, and she says, beware those who hide their appearance.
I'm like giving you like yeah, clever.
Yeah. And there's
Thinking that of to a changeling, like duh.
yeah, exactly. If there's one person who's gonna get that, yeah. Yeah, but sometimes duh is just it's just what you need to hear, maybe. I don't know.
Okay, alright.
Anyway, again, as I mentioned, you blink, the scene changes completely. It is now dawn. You understand that, yeah. While you ascended, it was sort of mid afternoon. The sun is not hitting you in the right way, and you can see that through the sunlight. The as dawn has risen, you can see that this through the vines that have been creeping in through the open ceiling. There's you can see the maze like carvings in the wall that were previously covered with draperies and hidden within the incense smoke.
Mm-hmm.
You are now in and I don't have the map for it, but you are now in a very much abandoned temple. Yeah. And for those keeping calendar, you are now the dawn of the next day.
Done.
Dawn.
Well, that was interesting. So,
I
going
would
back downstairs?
actually even go so far as you may count that as a long rest.
Ooh.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I approve this.
Good. Good.
As you move out, and I will change this right here. As you move out from the temple onto the front stairs, you can see that the snakes have disappeared. The steps, the crumbling steps, are now solid under your feet as you step down. And while still covered in vegetation, it is now just normal jungle flora. The only difference is that at the very bottom, these blue flowers seem to have bloomed at the bottom of the stairs.
It's a different color than the flowers that we were.
Those were orange, I believe.
Okay.
Go to the flower. Yeah.
But we still have our flowers, right?
Yes. No, those are gone.
Okay.
Well, at
Yeah,
least
those
we're
are
not
gone.
eating a snake again, so that's already good.
Actually, no. I would think that you would still have them. Yeah, you would still have the flowers, but these are orchids, which means they don't last very long.
Yeah, they're probably starting to wilt.
Yeah, but yes, you have these sort of blue bulb. Yeah, but basically tulips. These blue tulips that had sort of a bloomed among the fauna just at the base of the stairway.
Well, let's go back, I guess, and we can take a flower. We can take a flower also. Would be nice. Some extra color. So I'll start to go downstairs towards the flower.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna pick one of the flowers?
Yeah, looks very pretty, and I like blue.
Okay. Yeah, as you pick up the flower, it doesn't seem, it seems a bit odd with regards to the coloring, but they're beautiful, but they're not magical in any sense or form.
No, just
I'll
happy to
give
have a
them a
flower.
smell.
Hmm?
I'll give them a smell.
Um, The smell, I would say, actually, the smell is reminiscent of the incense that was burning in the Naga's chamber.
Interesting.
Right. And as you step forward into the clearing, from the clearing, very easily you find sitting around a sort of dying campfire, or being revived, basically campfire. You find your two guides, Salida and Eku.
Mm-hmm.
Salida sort of turns to you and says, "Well, that was long."
What do you mean long?
You have been
Yes.
gone for a day and night.
I'm magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
We have our answers, or bits of it, and we know where we go.
good. So then,
Well,
where do we go now?
South.
Inete,
Between-
yeah, sort of Inete turns to you and says, well, do you wish to split up now then?
Hmm.
Not immediately, but we seek Omu and we know its direction precisely. So
Salida sort of perks up and goes, "Oh, that is interesting news."
well,
But Inete still has places to be
yes.
in the Aldani Basin.
So, to the Aldani Basin then, and then south.
Yes.
I suggest that we cut through the jungle and head south towards the river. And
That would be the best way.
use the river as far as we can.
I have not gone much further. I do not know if there are many. If the river goes much further than the Aldani Basin. But we will go as far as we can.
And while we are there,
Yep.
I look at Vroon. You wanted to see the heart of Uptao?
Yes.
And Inete pretty much says, if the visions are to be believed, the bleeding heart is the heart of Uptao.
Inete, do you want to talk about what she told you?
She said that the dreams were warning. That the danger is still to come.
Yes.
I am sure what she said, what she meant by the third foot. But that sounded very much like prophecy to me, and I have read a few. It will only make sense once I
Once you meet
meet
this situation.
maybe someone with a third foot. A cane, perhaps.
It will make sense when the time is ripe.
Huh.
However,
I deal with prophecy. My whole religion is based on prophecy. This one was one of the murkier ones.
the one piece that concerns me most is probably the number of times she told you to stay alive.
Well, we plan to see that happen as well.
Yes.
I will. Well, yes. Well, I cannot ask you to accompany me back to Port Nianzaru. If I have heard anything from this, is that you have pressing matters.
Yes, we do.
So we will have the time until we get back to the basin to decide who goes back up with you and who comes down with me. I say. With us, I say looking at the different guides, at the 2 guides.
There's at some point, at which point Salida says you can see that she's got 2 pouches at her belt, and opening one, sort of slipping her hand into one, and she pulls out between her fingers. She pulls out 3 beads, and she says, "Yes, you only have 3 days now left, and after that we will have to renegotiate our contract."
Yes, absolutely.
Very well.
Oh, sorry. And she takes one. She puts two of the beads back into the bag. Takes one and puts
It's only 2 days.
the bead into the next one. I said, "I forgot to count this morning." And you can see that it was clearly meant that way, as in, "Oh, you've got 3 days. Oh, wait, no, 2." A bit of a show and flair around that. So then, back to Aldani Basin. We saw a river a day ago. I believe if we move up the river, actually no, this would be no. It flows.
Mountains.
It would flow into the Aldani Basin.
Yeah, so that would make it quicker.
Well, rules as written, no, but what am I?
Okay.
What do I know?
Don't we have 2 days of travel for when we are in
Yes.
the...
Yeah. So basically, you will be able to follow the. You'll be follow. Is there anything else you wish to? Oh, by the way, if you have not replenished, I'm counting the Naga as a camp scene. So please refresh your inspirations should you need it. So quick reminder to those who have been watching so far or who have forgotten. The way we use inspiration is that it is recharged at every camp scene for everyone, and you can only use it basically on somebody else so that they can use the other role basically on when you roll you see it on Roll20. So, is there anything else, or should we move along?
No.
I feel we should move along.
Move along, indeed.
Let's move along and we can talk.
Okay.
Walk and talk.
Walk
Okay.
and talk.
I am therefore going to ask. We are going to review again the jungle exploration rules right here. So, could somebody please? I'm gonna roll for the weather. Dry and sunny. So okay. So you've got a couple of days of dry weather coming your way.
It's gonna be hot.
Well, no, it's dry. It's It's gonna be very humid. That's for sure. But could you somebody please roll me a d8?
I'll do it.
Yeah, go ahead.
An 8.
Okay.
Ooh.
Amazing.
Right. Okay. So, I believe, especially if you guys are going
to follow the
2
river.
squares. Sorry, the map is loading. I forgot to do that. All the little squares.
They're not squares though.
Take the gun.
Thank you. So that would be one. So it'd be 1 day. So by the way, you can count now Yeah, so it'd be 1 day to the river.
Okay.
1 day to the river,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, and nope, that's not what I wanted. There we go. So 2nd day you move out of the way. You 2nd day you are here. What's going on?
So that's
That's 1
basically.
day.
So basically, if
2
I
days.
count right, with the day we came down from Orolunga, we have 3 days of travel back to back to the Aldani Basin before we hit the end of our.
You would actually get on the 3rd day. You would be
Yeah.
here. So it'll take you a 4th day to get into the Aldani Basin.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the 3rd day is the day where our contract is our guide
Yes.
Right.
allowances are stopping, basically.
Yes. After that, I'll move this to the map so that it is no longer in my way. There we go. Yes. So as you enter, as you start moving forward, you start leaving you realize that actually, yeah, up until that fork, you were going downriver, and the river seems to be flowing from the Aldani Basin into the River Tath and moving downwards towards Chaka Bay. So this time you're going back upriver to the Aldani Basin. The what you do find is that let's see right here. Okay. As you enter as you start going towards the Aldani Basin, immediately the jungle changes, right? Which is you start getting more and more mosquitoes, bugs, biting insects. That starts, and you start wondering it might be time to get some.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the moment where Gale gets the bug repellent out of the bag and say, "Everyone,
Lather up.
ladder up." Yeah, except you, Vroon. You don't need it, right?
And I do not.
Yeah, it is this very sort of thick. It's not. It's greasy enough that it creates this. It has a very sort of flowery smell to it. But it seems to, and the idea is you basically all of the clothing basically you tie it up. You make sure that there's the least amount of possibility to have insects sort of slip inside your clothing. It doesn't seem Eku and Salida seem to be handling fairly well. The others you yeah, you kind of have to move about. As you are camping on the 4th day, the discussion as you were camping right outside the beginning of the Aldani Basin.
So on can
Day
we
4.
agree that that is then midwinter day?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't have the spreadsheet in front of me, unfortunately. So.
Yeah, no, okay, but if you say the 4th day, it's midwinter, so that's
Okay.
1 day. That's a new.
Basically,
contract day.
at the camp, that is when Salida turns to you and says, "Well, we have gotten to the entrance of the Aldani Basin, and it is, I believe, time that we renegotiate. I would not want to leave you abandoned here in the middle of the jungle.
And I would not like you to have to go further without pay.
Then
I
we
was
are
a
agreed."
mercenary once. I know what the pay means.
And while Eku will tell you that She does not need such material goods. Eku sort of rolls her eyes. Just, I myself do have debts to pay, and therefore would very well know how much further our partnership will go. And I do prefer my coin in advance. I have chased one too many times a purse through dinosaur droppings to find it any more enjoyable.
Well, I think you would know us better right now and know that we're not the one to leave you hanging like that. So
This is not me doubting you. I am just doing my pitch the way I would do to anyone. I am treating my clients equally in all. I disdain them all, as you have seen.
fair enough.
So,
And as you disdain us, will you dare go further into the jungle, into uncharted territories with us?
you have spoken of a lost city. You have spoken of Omu. I wish to see those. I wish to see those ruins with my own eyes. Do you know how many have sought the lost city these years?
Do you know what dangers we would meet there?
I was born in this jungle, and I will die in this jungle. But if I do, it is with the promise of seeing something that no other has seen.
Can I do an insight check on that?
Sure.
On that sentence?
Sure.
Can I apply my passive insight of 18 on that?
Okay. 16. No, that's not that one. I'm going to take my new dice. So what is it? What is there anything specific in her?
Just this sentence gives me a weird vibe. So
Which sentence? Just to be sure.
Like, what you're gonna see is gonna be something unique or something like that. The last sentence that you said.
As in, if she dies, she wants to have seen something unique.
Yeah. For me, it's a weird sentence to say.
Okay. What's your passive? You said, Amy?
Mine 18.
18. Okay. Yeah, Heinrich. 16 insight. I mean, it's fair. If it's a lost city, nobody's seen it in a long time. But yeah, Gale, something you do understand. There's something a bit more and under there that you're not exactly sure of. But when has Salida been fully truthful with all of you? She has hidden a lot of her secrets and kept a lot of her secrets to her. So.
We're hearing a lot of Salida for the moment. Eku, what is your opinion? Would you like to join us also at the same time?
It was my as you know, I cannot take you. You know where Omu is. And as long as you decide to keep me as a guide, I will lead you to Omu, but I cannot go any further. You know this. You know Salida goes, So there's a Salida. You would not see Omu. Well, then that isn't for me. Then it is decided. Eku will go back with Inete to the Port Nyanzaru, and I will accompany these fine folk down to adventure.
I am very grateful for those silver-tongued words, but we will still discuss as a group and make a final decision as a group. But thank you for your pitch. I'm very grateful for that.
Salida sort of looks at you and says, in all seriousness, I would continue. I would enjoy continuing in your company and serving you as a guide as you go south. If and well, if Eku needs to go up and back up north, and she says that she cannot accompany you there anyways, then the choice is pretty much made.
She can come
But
with us.
but you are correct. The client is king.
Well, apart from the choice of a guide, we have the problem of Inete. Don't take that personally, Inete. But yes, you've gone far. Probably further than you thought you would go across this adventure.
She nods.
And you've done well. But where we are going will be, well, we're not even sure that we will go back, us. So I would love to have you by our side because that would definitely increase our chances. But I'm not sure you would make it yourself.
She raises up sort of a hand, so saying, understood. Says, if the words of the Naga are anything to be followed upon, I need to go back to Port Nyanzaru. They must be warned. But I would not want to go back without having seen something from the Aldani Basin. The heart of Uptao was at the center of my visions. I wish to at least see it.
Then
Look
you will.
around before going back.
I was going to suggest that we go to the heart of Uptao and that would be where our path would diverge.
Mhm.
And that will give us the time to have a little discussion about who's coming back up and who's coming further south with us. Even if I think the desires are very clear for some of us already.
Mm. I think that is a fair point then. As you said, Sorsha, I have learned much, much more than I would have thought. Um, my and she did say that I would become great. So,
If you survive.
If you lived.
well, wouldn't anyone?
Absolutely.
But we need to know what is going on. She said somebody is tilling the fields sown by Rasensi. I know some of the legend of the man. But if indeed that means that somebody is stirring up the undead. You said to have some knowledge of the red cloaks, red robes.
Yes, I was going to ask, do I have any advantage on knowledge about them via my mercenary background, or is that completely different and they're not exactly a mercenary or
Well,
mercenary related group?
they're not. They're definitely not a mercenary group. That is, they are.
They're in charge, right?
They're in charge. Yeah, yeah. The idea that I think you pretty much, as players, sort of everything sort of already clicked that there might be influence from the Red Wizards of Thay within the Aldani Basin. So that pretty much. That's fair.
No, not at all.
No, so um, I
At
definitely
least
Yeah, go ahead.
At least they're not hags.
Don't pronounce the words.
I have traumatized my players.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Remember this moment. Uh,
No, no, you don't.
Anyhow, so to continue, to come back to our point, as you're discussing the signs, what has been given you by the Naga, the idea that and I think Heinrich, you would know this because it is within the realm of wizards, sorcerers. The Thayans are renowned and infamous for their practices, and undeath is very much their specialty. And so the idea of having red-robed wizards, necromancers walking in a place that is teeming with them, especially if you go back to the map, I believe you had been given some instructions as to where dangerous undead were, and they seem to be,
It's basically all the way up to Port Nyanzaru.
Well,
I mean, they've got a direct path.
Yes, yeah. The idea that if the Aldani Basin, I mean, you saw up in Camp Righteous, Camp Vengeance, sorry, you saw the movement of undead as they moved up, most likely from up. I'm not exactly sure. They might have been moving up from Mbala, considering the direction. But that source has been. But yeah, there's something about there's a new player in the field of undead, and it most likely would be Thayans. Good thing is, red robes in a swamp are very visible. So.
But we still have the little question of payment. So it would be 50 gold pieces each for, or 5 per day. 5 per
it's
day.
5 per day,
right?
So basically, you decide. I'm gonna go. 23 hexes. So yeah, it would take about. Let's see, from your position right here. Well, actually, from here, let's see.
What?
16. So it takes from the edge of the Aldani Basin. If you're going up the river and everything goes well, you've got about 8 to 10 days of travel.
Mm-hmm. And that's down the river, right?
That would
from the
be
Aldani
yes.
Basin towards
Yes.
Port Nyanzaru.
Yes.
Okay.
So we have decided that if I understand the Vroon, what's your opinion actually? Because we have I'm a bit neutral on this, but what's your opinion? Who would you love to accompany us as guides?
So this conversation is having between you four.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. The guides and Inete have
Seems
sort of
rude
moved
to
about.
seems rude to have it in front of the guides.
Well, I think they can go and guide off. But I think Inete, are you including Inete in that conversation?
Yeah.
I would certainly ask her if she has a preference of one of the two coming back with her, if she's more comfortable with either of the two.
Just for setting the pay sum, I'm gonna put 50 gold on the table,
Okay.
like 25 and 25, so that's 5 days for each of them. So I think it's enough time for going through the Aldani Basin.
We can
more than that,
That comes out of the group
Yeah,
treasury. We
yeah.
still have like almost 7k left, so
Yeah, we're good.
Just to take the question out and get
It's gonna take you about 7 days to reach the heart of Uptao.
Hmm.
Okay, so 7
Possibly
days.
more.
So
Yeah,
I would
we
say
just pay them until,
let
and we'll see then.
but if we're going south after the heart of Uptal, we're gonna take if I understand well, we're gonna take Selida with us.
Well,
Salida wants to
Right.
come.
I personally much prefer the company of Eku. However, I think Eku is also more fitting to be a guide for Inete to return with.
I would rather trust in it if they have to travel alone. Only the two of them. I think Inete will be safer with Eku than with Salida. Not that I don't trust Salida, but Inete has a little bit more oomph and power.
Yeah, but I think she's capable, Salida is capable of taking back Inete.
He is very capable.
They're both very capable, but yet again, we are doing a mission that is very important for us, for the world itself, and for the citizens of Waterdeep, and for maybe for anywhere in this world. We need to take someone that gives us the highest chance of survival and being assured that we arrive there and that we deal with all the problems that are there. So, yet again, think very well because it can influence our outcome. And I would like to come back alive and go back home.
The problem with Eku is she will not enter Omu. She will wait
Mhm.
outside.
Yeah, she will not enter, but we can always, Heinrich and I, we can always pull you out.
I'm gonna be frank. I don't trust Selida for a bit.
Mm,
I have a very big hunch, and she's carrying something magical that I never saw her use, and I don't trust her. Call it the learned paranoia that I've learned with traveling with you guys. And my hunch is saying that I don't like her and I don't trust her. I will respect the choice of the group, but yet again, if she does one thing wrong, I will kill her. Because I don't like her at all. And she gives me a bad vibe.
That's extreme.
Yeah.
It is extreme, but in this situation where our friends are in danger, that there is a revolution going on in Waterdeep, that people are dying, one small mistake, one small influence that brings us off course can take our lives or can take us longer of finishing our quest. So extreme or not, we're doing something very important here.
So we might as well send her, because, yeah, no. Just send her back, because we can't have that. But you were speaking of paranoia, right? Well, like looks like an old friend has been kicking at my door. The Naga. She spoke of something that I found very insulting at first, but like, don't trust those who hide their appearances. I mean, yes, that's insulting. Okay, but who's hiding their appearances among us? Eku.
Well,
But she is not hiding it because she told
She
who
revealed it.
she revealed herself.
yes.
I don't know. They speak in freaking riddles.
Well, that's literally their job of speaking in riddles all the time.
Yeah, I hope they get paid for that.
And the GM was tired, okay?
Solida might also still be hiding her appearance as well.
Maybe. I don't know. I just told you it's paranoia, okay?
Yeah,
Get
of course.
back in. So I'm sorry
This
about it, but I'm doubting. Not doubting you because I would never. But for anyone else,
I think we can do it as a democratic vote. That we're gonna vote simply, and we'll see who goes. And as I
I
said,
think before we vote, I think we are to give Salida a chance. As in, she wants to see the city. She would really want to. So she comes clear, tells us what she's here exactly for, answer the questions that we ask her, and then we decide once we have the answers.
I don't agree with that for one reason. Inete needs to go back as soon as possible to warn the city.
Yes? But we're
So
still going to the Aldani Basin. We still have
We
at
still
least
the
have
10 days.
Albany Basin, but not the city of Omu.
No. I mean,
Okay, sorry.
we go to while we're going
the
to
heart of Uptao.
the heart of the
Yeah.
Tao. We ask Salida the questions. We give her a chance to make us trust her, and
Okay.
then we decide on who goes back up and who comes down.
Sorry, I understand. I understood that wrong. I thought you were taking. Yeah,
It's okay. Sorry, maybe I wasn't clear.
that's a bit long. Like,
I understand your reasoning, but I think it will not change my mind much.
yeah.
I already trust Eku better than I do Solida, which is the exact reason why I'd prefer her to go with Inete. If for some reason Solida turns out to be less trustworthy than I find her now, that will solidify my position more.
I mean, I have seen her fight. She is brave. She is certainly capable, but I think any one of us can take her down.
Oh,
You see a very big smile coming on the face of Heinrich. Oh yeah.
and as for me, my mind is set already also because I've already given her a chance, and that actually worsened her case because she tried too hard after that, and yes, it kind of worsened her case. So I'm not sure if she can change her mind any further.
If, if
Which way are you leaning, Sorsha?
Towards Seku?
So
Eku
you
to
want
come
Eku
with
to come with
us,
us?
Yes.
and you wish to send Solida with
Inete.
Inete.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Even though you trust Selida less than you trust Eku? Or is it the opposite way?
No, I trust Eku more than Salida.
Yeah.
Then
Well, I trust Salida to do things that are not right for her quest, actually. But yeah,
Mm, Salida has honor. She has a special kind of honor. it's a mercenary's honor, but as long as we stay, as we pay her, and as long as we stay in the contract's rules, she will honor what we have decided. Until that's the amount of trust that I give her, at least. She is mercenary in that way, and she will respect the clauses of the contract.
I am inclined to agree.
Yes. That also. And that's why I trust her with Inete, actually. Because if not, I wouldn't let Inete go.
But
Inete needs to go.
Yes, she does.
The Oracle said so.
You see what if I didn't see, if she didn't seem trustworthy, I wouldn't bet on her.
and it would also be interesting if Inete or could check up on our friend also that's with one of the merchant prince that brought us here. Give a little update of how we are doing at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, Heart of Uptau it is, and then we can... I'll follow the decision of the group.
And I'll have a little chat with Salida.
Okay. So Salida Salida is maybe chatting with Eku around the campfire, discussing um, um,
Camp matters.
let's call it camp matters or small talk or whatever. Do you approach alone or do all four of you approach? How do
I was thinking of
I'd like to join.
sorry, I forgot. So with all of this, Inete was not part of the conversation.
No,
Okay.
right. Okay.
So yes, so basically, yeah, the three Chaltian women are talking.
I was not thinking about broaching the subject with Salida in front of Eku and the whole group. I would have
Okay.
waited until we shared a watch or something.
Fair enough.
To start in discussing and breaching the subject with her.
I think that on the matter of payment, or how do you do it? As in, the usually would be to pay. Or are you going to pay? They request that you pay in advance for survival, obvious reasons. How much do you pay in advance?
I would say 10 days because that would bring us up to the Heart of Uptao.
Okay.
1 or 2 days extra to have leeway, and then we'll
reevaluate then. Okay.
Reevaluate how the situation
right.
goes.
So
what do you think, guys? 50 golden?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's 5 gold a day per guide, so that'd be 100.
Yeah, so
it's 50
each.
50 each. Okay. Yep. So you've got another 10 days. Mark that down in the calendar so you can fill it up in green.
I've put it in the expenses.
Okay. Cool.
And I'll handle the calendar.
Accounting, folks. D&D. So, as you set out, let's play that scene. This is maybe the next day. Salida and Eku are very happy to, if you kind of say is that you haven't come to a decision or whatever, they're very happy as long as they get paid for the next 10 days. They're good. And so Salida, while she would have asked, so did you take a decision? Did you, if you say no, well, we'll talk later. She says, okay, fine. So yeah, let's have that scene between Gale and Salida if you want her alone then. Okay.
So probably during early night watch.
Actually, you know what? Roll me 2d12.
Okay.
12. Okay, so this would be actually around noon the next day as you started the walk through the Aldani Basin.
Mm-hmm.
So count off for 3. Actually, 4. I don't know if Inete was included in your in for the salve. So you can remove four of your. I'll say she has enough for herself for now. So you can remove 3 doses of your anti-mosquito.
Yeah.
And yes, you can see even with the protection, you can see these large, basically clouds of flying insects that sort of swing by you, trying to bite you. On occasion, with a gust of wind or something along those lines, you manage to sort of move them, to scatter them away. But it is annoying. Not to mention that the Aldani Basin is marshland, as in you have, apart from little island places, sort of rocks that maybe break the surface, there is about a foot of water wherever you go, at least. And so a lot of it is pathfinding with either Eku or Selida, with a long sort of with a staff sort of sounding in front to make sure that you do not have quicksand or such. At some point during the day, as you're walking, you approach Selida.
Yeah. Selida.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yesterday we were discussing the matter of you coming down with us eventually.
Eventually.
Yes. The problem is some of the group feel that you're still a bit too mysterious to trust entirely.
And she sort of stops, putting her hands on her hips, sort of shaking her head, and says,
You haven't told us a lot about yourself.
"And I have not asked questions of you.
I know.
Do you ask always? Do you always, in your mercenary days, did you always express your feelings, emotions, and backstory to your employer?"
I know that, Salida. However, the situation here is a little different. I think some of my companions would like to have more personal assurances than the contract on probably because this situation is going to involve a lot of danger and that especially Dave, because I would take you down anyway. I would take you down with us to
Okay.
Omu.
She "I would take you down." She's going, "What?" And then I'll take you down to Ohm. Okay. Right. For a second there, I think she might have thought you were flirting with her. Or threatening. Taking you down kind of has connotations.
I would let Eku go back with Inete because I feel like they would fare well together, and I would give you a chance to see Omu. However, some of my companions do need some insurances and feel like they do not know you well enough. So,
Well, we have been together for a month. I have not gotten any questions from you, And I had decided that that was the relationship. You have been discussing with Mother Eku about her lessons, her life stories, and so forth. I do not know what you all were discussing when I arrived, out of breath, at the top of Mbala. I do not know how that woman managed to climb so fast in front of me. But just remember, you said it yourself. You are a mercenary, and so am I. In a sense. You do not trust my spirit or who I am because I have not told you about my childhood trauma? So be it. But you do trust my skills.
I trust them.
Good. I am not asking you to trust me over Eku. Eku has her secrets. She has her mysteries. We all do. But you say that you do not trust me, or that others in the group do not trust me. What have they done to earn my trust?
We have fared rather well up until now, I think, and probably proven to you that we are up to take.
I know that you are warriors to challenge the gods. Yes, I know that now.
That's where
She sort of rolls her eyes and says, "I have seen you in combat. I have heard tales of mystical meetings. What was it this time? A naga?"
she is a sage.
Yes, of course. I do not doubt the sage of Urlunga is renowned. Her nature was unknown to me. But
Are you ready for more discoveries like that one? Because if we get to Omu, some legends might come to life.
well then, you are a cruel one, Gale. Because in the same conversation, you are telling me that there are things that to be seen in Omu that no one has ever seen, that there are legends to become true, and in the same subject, you address that you are not that you are not taking me down there. For that is what you are implying.
No, I told you I would take you down
Your
there over Eku.
But
But
as a client, as a group, you have decided to separate my services from you.
not yet. There is still a chance for you to come with us. We just have to convince the ones in our group who still have trust issues toward you.
And what should I do for them? Dance the seven veils?
Maybe. I think Heinrich had a question about some of your equipment. He has means of detecting some magical items and artifacts.
I will have a talk with that boy about personal space. What was that, Yannick?
Fuck. And the moment I heard yes, Heinrich, I was like, oh no.
Oh no!
No.
I would say most likely what happens is that you are maybe as you're walking in a line,
Yeah.
because the idea is you need to walk where the guide is putting the time. And so there's definitely a moment as you might be a bit behind. You're looking up forward, and you can see Salida's eye turn toward you and frown and going, ooh. And there's a moment where you're going, okay, what's going on? Yeah, I think she would be in front of Gale, and so just above Gale's shoulder, you see Salida sort of dead-eyeing you.
If I can survive my mother, I can survive some. And I continue to walk.
True that.
That is fair. So
And,
the,
Gale is sporting a little satisfied smile, like, yeah, I shook things up.
okay, fair enough. But that is one. That is one vote. Ugh. You make this sound like this is a political election. No matter. You tell them. It is a week to the heart of Uptao. If they wish to talk to me within that moment, they may. I am not going anywhere. You have paid me, and I will bring you there for another 10 days. In the meantime, well, let's move on.
And Gale continues walking, and yeah.
Okay. Actually, could somebody roll me a d6?
Sorsha, Heinrich, you want to do the honors?
Well, Sorsha, honors to you, I would say.
Okay, let's roll d6.
No, 1d6. Okay, one. Okay.
1. You said 1d6.
Yeah.
One.
I don't know why in my earphones I heard 4. I'm going, wait. Right. So as you start moving into the Aldani Basin, this first part, if you look on the map, you can see that there are spaces that are a bit more liquid than others, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as you come in, the first thing that you see is sort of a small reservoir. The only encounter of the day is on the other side of this. You can see a series of maybe about half a dozen shapes through the mist and the fog. These very large creatures, but accompanied by smaller ones. These are. Let me just show you. I can. Nope, it would be here. They are. There we go.
Is this an area where it's too deep? We would be like mid-calf or so, but it's not deep enough for the canoes to come out?
Most of the Aldani Basin, yes. You might gain the idea of pulling. Here's the thing: is that you've had difficulty actually pulling out the portable hole.
Yeah. Okay.
As there's very little space where we're putting it.
Where you have dry ground,
Right.
and yeah. Okay.
So as the
no, I just asked because Gil has the possibility to ritual cast water walk at some point.
Okay.
If the terrain is becoming much more mush and liquid and so on, we can absolutely cast. I can absolutely ritual cast water walk and just.
How long does that last?
1 hour.
Okay, yeah. So maybe for the okay, so you didn't completely break the the land encounter. That's good. Thank you. But yeah, it definitely helps when on exhaustion. I'll just say this: as you come up, you can see these are. Please tell me that you've got. No, I guess not. I will put them here. There we go. You see a bunch of these, basically.
Oh.
Ooh.
Um,
What size?
So these are, I believe, large, if not huge. Let me get. These are large beasts.
Okay.
Us Belgians would know them quite well if you've never been to the Natural History Museum in Brussels. These are very much the iguanodons, actually now discovered to be just a subspecies of hadrosaurs. And you can see as you are walking by, a few of them, sort of taller ones, sort of reach up, and sort of observe you from afar. You can see that they're accompanied by 4 or 5 younger Hadrosaurs. But other than that, it's live and let live as you walk by.
Good. That's
There
how
you go.
we're going to handle it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, as you move and I'll move you a bit forward. On that note, we're coming up on about the 2-hour mark here. So let's take a break and pick up for the rest of the adventures in the Aldani Basin after the break.
10 minutes?
And yep, 10 minutes for us and a few days for the ones on YouTube, as per usual. Okay, see you soon.
See you soon.